Daniel Stewart's been one of the newcomers in the factory stock class, and now he's in a pro mod tonight. Who's at the tail? So 5 laps once again is going to be the distance tonight. And your first race of the night, it'll be for 5 laps. And Ronnie, yep, it is Ronnie Hildebrandt, your reigning pro mod track champion. And the Vicks Paint and Body number H4 out of Vivian, Louisiana, Ronnie Hildebrandt starts shotgun to the yellow H4. As the Gentle Giant, Jason Beasley, going to take over the race lead on the opening circuit.
I'm going to get out of here and move around.
So right now, it's already going to be 2 sticks with 2 to go for Beasley. White flag coming out this time by for Vivian, Louisiana. Jason Beasley in 16. Final time off before getting ready to receive a face full of checkered flag. How about it? Jason Beasley going to win it. Coming out of the race car, Boothill Speedway, giving a big round of applause. Your trophy dash winner tonight goes to Jason Beasley in 16. We'll get a quick word with Jason here. We'll let him get his head and neck restraint off in the safety gear here. Well, Jason, not a bad way to start off the night, man. 5 quick ones, and you're the quickest pro mod so far tonight, man. Learn anything about the car so far?
Yeah, we've been working on it a lot here lately. This thing has sucked for the past 2 months, but with a lot of help from modified guys and Bechet, and my best bud Jeff Rice has worked his, excuse my French, but his ass off on this thing, and it's turning around.
Tell me how you really feel.
Well, I just want to do this in a little while.
Man, I'll tell you what, you won a race in Vivian earlier this year, a big one. I mean, you held off Bechet and some guys. You said you heard that big A motor behind you. So, you know, you always tell it like it is down here. But this is definitely got to feel good, man.
Yeah, it's a good start for tonight. But, man, this is just a little trophy here. But I hope this car's headed in the right direction.
21 Pro Mods, man. Let's just real quick talk about how far this class has come as of late, man. I'll tell you what, the racing has been fantastic.
Man, we started out with about 10 or 12 this year. But y'all have noticed the modified count's been down because they're so expensive. And everybody's going to these things. And I appreciate everybody.
Real quick, man, if for some reason you don't get back here, give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that help you out in your racing program.
My wife, my son there, stands behind me all the time. My best friend, Jeff Rice, like I said, he works his tail off. But Doug Vick Jr., Jeffrey Bechet, even Tippy Bickham and Kyle Cummins has helped out on this thing. So it seems like it's going in the right direction.
That's some pretty good dudes to holler at, get some help from, man. But you're a pretty good shoe yourself, man. Congratulations to you, Giant.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, out of Vivian, Louisiana, Jason Beasley, your Pro Mod Trophy Dash winner tonight to kick off the night here at Boot Hill. Man. His best friend, Jeff Rice, on the pole of this one. Paul Lopez out of Princeton, Louisiana on the outside pole. And the Matco Tools Laser Chassis number 5. They're 3 wide down the back straight away at the midpoint. The 24 of Bo Perry, that PTS-powered Laser Chassis number 24. Gonna look to sidestep a pair of them. Off of 4 leading lap 1's gonna be the orange number 5 for Princeton, Louisiana, Paul Lopez. Little John Tuggle's back in the saddle again. A pair of Northwest Louisiana racers going to go door-to-door for the race lead. Little John Tuggle, the 2009 Factory Stock Championship winner here at the racetrack. And here comes Ricky Ingalls in 81. Out of Longview, Texas, they try to go 3 different lanes wide. Boy, the Boothill Speedway has been racy from top to bottom all season long. And the Factory Stock racing here has been fantastic. Right now, you could throw a blanket over your top 3 cars, and the 4th and 5th place competitors trying to reel them in as well. Travis Bowden, one of the breakout driver of the year candidates, has his sights set in the 1996 Southern United Professional Racing Series late model champ. Going to look to sidestep your race leader down the back straightaway, Little John Tuggles, who's looking to shake off a lot of bad luck over the last couple of seasons. His teammate, Cody Myers, has picked up a pair of victories here this year as they go door-to-door for the race lead down the front boulevard. As it's 4 laps to go in this 8-lap affair here at the Hill at night 14 of 2017. Alpha 2 down the back straightaway, still edging ahead by half a car length, the 175 of the Bossier City Racer, Little John Tuggle. Of course, the son of Big John. Big John, the 2000 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner of the Hobby Stock class here at the Hill. And Ingalls, now in his 11th career Factory Stock start. Had to get on the binders there off the exit of corner number 2 and allows the 175 of Tuggle to separate himself. This is the best that Little John Tuggle has looked in quite some time. But let's be honest, the bad luck is a true story. It's been tough for him to finish races. And we hope that he's able to hold on here. He's only got 1.5 laps to go to get the job done, to sit on the pole of tonight's main event. Maybe we will do a redraw. As Ingalls not just going to let him have it as the white flag waves from Keith Parker for the final trip around the quarter-mile oval here in Greenwood, Louisiana tonight in heat race number 1. Tuggle with the advantage with an outside line and all the momentum under the hood working to his advantage into 3. Ingalls going to step to the outside. Going to look to diamond off the corner. Ingalls going to get a run off of 4 down to the front boulevard. And a nearly dead heat. The 175 gets it by literally, I'd say, 6 inches. How about it, Boothill Speedway? Give these drivers a round of applause, or give Little John Tuggle a round of applause. That's about a 6-inch victory, as I like to say. It's half of a cat's whisker. Give it up for him out of Bossier City. His first heat race win of the year. Little John Tuggle out of Bossier City in 175. That's the way you start. Where's Cody at? Don't see Cody Myers out on the racetrack. I see a 55M. But the Triple X rocket, that's trouble. Sean Graham. The B7 is Uncle Freddie Blanchard from Coshada, Louisiana, the Cane River Financial ERC chassis. I believe the 34 car is Shane Kirsten. Oh, and the 45 got turned into 1 and 2. And we'll get an original restart. As Factory Stock heats underway is Doug Vick Jr., the 5-time track champ, up the Vivian leads him into 1 and 2. 4 over 45. Blanchard, Ed Cox on the hub of the track in K8. One of them losing yellow already for 23. Just number 40s everywhere. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Lights are out. We'll try this one again, folks. 3rd time's a charm. As the 4 and 45 lead them into 1 and 2. It'll be Cowboy. Richard Blanchard on the outside of the 4 of Vic Jr. They're going to go 2 by 2 down the back straightaway. Blanchard going to drive it in deep in the turn number 3 to the outside of Vic Jr. Vic Jr. sticking and digging well. And they'll go 3 wide there momentarily. Graham's going to take advantage, as well as Ed Cox. He tries to anyway. Cox threw it in deep. Nearly threw the elbow on the 45 of Blanchard. So Sean Graham, who's been driving this car primarily here at the Hill. Still haven't quite talked to Sean and got a straight answer out of him on where this car came from. But he drove his personal machine down in Waco. And Cowboy Blanchard not having the performance that he's looking for so far tonight. Kind of an odd start to his night, but I would not count him out. Thinking maybe he has a tire going now. Something's just not fully right with the 45 right now. Vic Jr. continues to lead off the exit of corner number 4, I believe, with 3 laps to go. So this time by, it's 2 sticks, 2 laps to go for Doug Vic Jr. from Vivian, Louisiana. He's got a Jeff Bates power plant underneath the hood. Of a chassis built by his brother, who combed that car over very diligently and meticulously and got him ready for that big race. And he won the Texas State Championship in Corley, Texas for a cool $4,000 sweep, as well as one of the Pro Mod main event. It was about a month to go. Now the back straightaway, Graham trying to hold off a charge from the 34 of Curson on the final circuit here. We're coming to the white, checkered flag rather. It'll be the 4, Doug Vic Jr. from Vivian taking the victory over the Triple X Rocket out of Shreveport. Shaw Graham, Shane Curson with a good run here in 34. The B7 from Cachetta, Wall Chassis, number 68 for Phil Hadaway. Brian Shaver from Cachetta and the Bootlegger Chassis, number 10. Tyler Morgan of the Hunter's Body Shop 22M outside the 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Champion Cody Tupper. The 07 track champion Vivian as they go 3 different lanes wide here. That's D-Rock, Derek Daniel. Derek Daniels in the Spinny's Pizza D28. The Barton Glass Cook and Brody 43J out of Blanchard, or Morningsport rather, that'll be B.J. Cook, the 2nd generation racer, the son of Bobby Cook, as they go door-to-door for the race lead there momentarily. 3 wide there, mid-pack or for 5th. B.J. Cook. Alva 2 down the back straightaway there, 3 different lanes wide back here for 4th, 5th, and 6th. All eyes on the transfer spot. Derek Daniel advancing in this one on a D28 from the final, or from inside of row number 3. So trying to hold serve in that 5th starting position. The 2015 track champion, or 2014 track champion of the 68 out of Wascom, Texas, James Martin, the fast Kunas, mired back here in the 7th position. He's got 2 spots to go to get into the show. A little bit of contact there with D-Rock and the 22M of Morgan. It's 4 and 4 laps to go, and guess what? Scotty Hushelpeck setting a torrid pace out front. Hushelpeck been up in the flag stand at Timberlawn Speedway this season, making the calls. Been doing a good job. It's a hard-fought battle here from second all the way to the tail. Really anybody's race for second here. Derek Daniel gets a big power run off the exit of 2 to the inside of the former Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. Daniel to the inside of the 23 at Tupper is your white flag away from Keith Parker. The final trip around the quarter mile over here in Greenwood, Louisiana, the factory stock heat race number 3 of the night. Hushelpeck sitting at tour pace. He's gone with the win. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And a hotly contested battle on the final circuit through 3 and off of 4 for the final time. And 3 wide coming to the line and getting it. Oh man, that is as close. So the front wheel drive 4 cylinders wrap up their heat race tonight. Landon Hazel's the 17. I'll let you know who's in the 3 here in just a moment. As we throw the lights off, we're back underway in your 4-cylinder heat race number 2. Look out, Landon Hazel. He faces the wrong direction at 17. And the caution's going to wait to have them. It's always fun to have these entry-level divisions, and these guys definitely put on a show. No doubt about it. You got to keep your eyes on them until that final checker flag waves. Like I said, the beginner cruisers always put on a great show. You never know what you're going to get. And tough break for the 9-year-old out of Rodessa. Knoxville Raceway for the Knoxville Nationals. And Jonathan Davenport and Marlar start on the front row tonight for $40,000 a win. I'll let you know what happens as the green flag's out. We're back underway. What we need is an old school 4-cylinder race. We need to find John Pace. We need to find Josh Warren. We need to find Michael Hudson, Ben Dance, and have an old school David Winslet. We need to have an old school mini stock race. And while I think about it, rest in peace to our good friend Dale Pierce. So you just got word the 3 was Tyler Moore. Tyler Moore in the 3 tonight. The 14 at Collier coming around to see 2 trips to go. So the reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner, Brittany Shireen, not here tonight. She's had some bad luck in her Triple X car as of late. That's one car not here. Chilix, we can expect to see this class grow stronger and stronger throughout next season. 14 at Collier continues the lead on the final lap around the hill. Hey, race fans, if anybody has a birthday, anniversary, or anything in particular they'd like to have announced tonight, message me if you'd like. Checker flags in front of the face of the 14 at Collier, your winner and your current point leader here in the 4 cylinders at Boot Hill. Tyler Moore will grab second of the 3. And Sylvia Shaw in 61. Up Cliff Tupper, outside, the 6-time Cajun Classic winner, Justin Whitehead, who sat on the pole last weekend for the 10,000 win Southern Sport Mod Nationals down in Waco, Texas. The K1 is Stephen Guidry, the 81 of Ricky Ingalls. Not sure what the Marshall Missile Derek Grigsby was doing on that one. Grigsby started way tail. Not sure what's going on with Grigsby 69 tonight, but Grigsby elects to start way back in 69. Rolling off of turn number 4, a dirt defender goes flying there to the top of the racetrack into turn number 1. So Derek Grigsby having motor trouble, having some kind of trouble tonight after Justin Whitehead. Eight days ago on a Thursday night out in Waco, Texas, won the A qualifier for the limited modifieds to earn the pole bid for the 10,000 win inaugural Southern Sport Mod Nationals presented by Hoosier Tire Southwest as a slider thrown on the 23 for the 81 of Ingalls over the 23 of Tupper. Cody Tupper in the 23, the Louisiana State Dirt Track champion of the factory stock back in 2015. As the Marshall Missile once again has exited the speed plant in 69. Whitehead sitting at torrid pace. Boy, did he put on a display last Saturday night. Ran second for the majority of the main event before Robert Scribner got around him in the late going to grab second. The winner of that race, of course, went to Rodney White in the 84 out of Ennis, Texas. 5-4, Whitehead still leads. It's 2,000 to win next Saturday night at Gene Waters Arclitect Speedway for the Tootsie Smith Memorial. And you got to know that Whitehead's getting ready to rock and roll, getting ready to dial it up. getting himself a ton of confidence. He came into the 10,000 last weekend down in Waco, just wanted to make the show. He accomplished that feat. Won the factory stock main event all on the same night. Won the factory stock all-star race. Ingalls has trouble off the exit of turn number 2. So Whitehead won the all-star race, won the factory stock main event as the yellow flag may wave. No, it won't. Ingalls refires. White flag out for Justin Aubrey. Final time in turn number 1. And the Switzer and Son Timber, raceontexas.com. Sains Ford, Texas' oldest dealership, sponsored Spencer and Son Timber 36J Foam Pros. Best engines. IRP. It's the 6th-time Cajun Classic winner, Justin Whitehead, 36J, your winner. Second one, go to Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry in K1. Third. The 15, the young man out of Genoa, Arkansas, the 19-year-old Aaron Green, who won 5 this year at Timberline of the factory stock. Jody Davidson outside of the 90 out of West Monroe. We're underway, and that's a pretty wild start. Oh, Jody D going for a roll. Jody Davidson went for a wild ride on the start of this one at 90. Now, Western Flyer chassis. There's 2 Western Flyers represented in this race. Out front, though, is Jason Ingalls IRP. There's a pair of 3 IRPs in this race. Oh, look out. Plano, Texas racer Curtis Caldwell got a little loose there off the exit of 2, but straightens it back out as Tupper sets his crosshairs to the back spoiler of the 1. Lava board. Way up top for Grandpa keeps the real good bourbon. A pair of Western Flyer chassis built by Tim's. Oh, and a throwing in elbows to 90 at Davidson on the 23. And they'll cock them sideways, smash the loud pedal, put their foot through the firewall down the back straight. They're going to go door to door for the 3rd spot in this one. They're still side by side off the exit of corner 4. Davidson is digging right around the hub of the racetrack on that number 90. Davidson will dispose of the 23 at Tupper now. He'll solidly hold on to the 3rd spot down the back straightaway. As Jody D looking to rise to the occasion. Tupper lost traction. Aaron Green mired at the tail, still trying to learn this IRP chassis limited modified program. As Caldwell still continues to ride 2nd. Two to go for Spear. Dylan Spear also talked about Derek Grigsby's last weekend, as here comes the battle for 2nd. It's a good one. Off the exit of 2, Jody Davidson has fought his way to the outside of the 1. Side by side down the back straight in the turn number 3. Jody Davidson uses the outside line of the Boothill Speedway at his advantage. And he'll smash the lap pedal. Bye-bye, sit down, take a seat. And he does. Jody D rolling, baby. He put the whip to the bad boy, and he may have been a factor. But it's all a face full of checker flag for the Marshall Texan Dylan Spear, firing bullets every lap for the same lap affair. Hernandez, a former Power Eye West Series champion. The kid can wheel, he can deal, he'll be fun to watch. Nathan Morgan will start on the outside of the 15. The lights are going to go out. The green flag in the hand of your judge, jury, and executioner. It waves. We're underway in Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Heat Race number 1 at the Hill. These cars made their first trip to the Boothill Speedway for the first time since 1977, 2 years ago, and Jeff Day got the victory into turn number 3, holding on to the race lead. I believe John Ricketts jumped out of the early race lead here. He did. As it's going to be Looper taking the outside line of the 58. Right now, throw a quilt and diming off the exit of corner number 2 as Looper is going to loop the 58 car and collected. Is that Nathan?
Ran a non-wing car and I've only run it a few times, so it was a ton of fun. Shoot, about halfway through, I thought it was.
Well, somebody text me, but anyway, I'll play that interview in a few moments. As we're back underway in your Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Heats. Zimmerman holds on to the 3rd spot down on the back straightaway with the race lead. Is going to be the 5R John Ricketts out of Burleson, Texas, as he rolled through the center of 3 and rolling off the 4. Anton Hernandez is up to 2nd. I said it, he's a fly in the ointment. You better keep your eyes on the young man. He is a shoe indeed. He raced here 2 years ago with the Elite Non-Wing Sprint Cars. And his first ever trip here to the legendary quarter-mile oval, the oldest dirt oval here in the state of Louisiana. He'll set his crosshairs to the back. Hey, Down the back straightaway, off the exit of 2, down the back straightaway. It'll be John Ricketts out of Burleson, Texas, still holding on to the top spot. Anton Hernandez in hot pursuit. Hernandez in the 11X started 5th. Will he be able to roll him in? He's rolling like a yo-yo with no string right now to the outside of the racetrack. But no slip-ups for your race leader out of Burleson, Texas in this one so far. Zimmerman looking to catch down the 11X of Anton Hernandez. Your top 3 separated by about the same distance around the speed plant right now here at the hill in heat race number 1. As elite non-wing sprint cars are setting a torrid pace around the outside, catching the berm, or catching the cushion. There's a lot of cush out there, and they're just sending it tonight. Anton Hernandez is getting a little bit closer, but tick-tock goes the race clock. The state of the hourglass is ticking away. But your longtime race leader out of Burleson, Texas, John Ricketts. Like I said earlier, Ricketts often hears no crickets. He knows his way to get to the race lead and hold on to it, especially from the pole position. Hernandez has been able to reel him in at times, but just a sizable advantage here for the final time. 2-3 and off of 4, a face of the checkered flag. Gonna go to your winner from Burleson, Texas. Your winner with the Texas flag in front of his face, the 5R, John Ricketts. Second, we'll go to Anton Hernandez out of Athens. In the 49, Justin Fifield. Justin Fifield in 49, 6 cars. 8 laps. The lights are going to go out. And they're ready to drop the punch to time clock and go to work. We're underway. Paul White going to jump to the race lead in 33 on the opening go into 1 and 2. 33 jumps out of the race lead. Down the back straightaway with a 3-wide pass down the back straightaway. That's a move. Robbins way up top. Justin Fifield making a bonsai move to get the third early in the going of this one in 49. As they go side by side here for the 4th spot to the center point of 3 and off of 4. And a slight job there off of 4. Tommy Hall as they go 3 wide into 1 and 2 here at the tail. Cody Robbins trying to put the pressure all over Tommy Hall and dumbing off the corner. It may be at the tail, but these guys are putting on a show as Paul White's setting a torrid pace out front. Great battle for second is shaping up. A little slippery down there to the bottom of the entrance of turn number 1. And Fifield not able to find the grip down there to the bottom of the racetrack to throw the slider. And a bobble there off the exit of 2. Nearly opened up the doors. David Sherry continues to hold on to the second spot in this one. Sherry in the 54. Paul White still leads in 33. Halfway home in this one. 50% complete. 50% more to go. And jumping up the cushion there off the exit 2. The best battle on the track seems to be for second, but Cody Robbins trying to roll his way to the front as well. Here comes Fifield to the exit of 4. They go side by side for second. He'll take that spot at the flag stand. The Mesquite, Texan, Fifield in 49. Looks like Jonathan Davenport. Speaking of 49s. Oh, down the back straightaway. Tommy Hall nearly went airborne, is making contact with Cody Robbins. Tough break for Cody Robbins. Paul White jumped out to the race lead early, and he'll see one more quarter-mile trip around the legendary oval here in Greenwood, Louisiana, right off of I-20 and exit 3 here. In the 1 and off the exit of 2 for the final time down the back straightaway from Temple, Texas, the former USAC Silver Crown champion. Piloting the number 33 tonight. It'll be all Paul White. Get from the tail, go to the 49 of Fifield out of Mesquite, Texas. 7J inside of road number 3 and 07J outside. Johnny Miller out of Burleson, Texas in 64J. The lights are going to go out. These drivers are all ready to punch the time clock and smash the throttle and go back to work. 6 cars, 8 laps. Here we go. Keep your eyes on the red 04, race fans. Keep your eyes on the red 04. Kyle Jones already getting a big run down the back straightaway. Had to nearly get on the binders there as he sits third right now as he does it to the bottom in the 3 and 4. And he'll throw the slight jump. More so a textbook pass. More so a textbook pass. Now he'll set his sights on the rear gas tank for the race lead. Bloomington, Indiana's Jake Bland out front with the race lead. Jacob Harris out front with the race lead. But here comes Jones with a slight jump in the 3 and 4. Yeah, baby! Slight jump, City off of 4. How do you like me now? Kyle Jones trying to sweep the weekend here in the state of Louisiana. The Kennedale, Texas young driver down the back straightaway. His mom said he needs a haircut last night. Through 3 and off of 4. He's rolling like a yo-yo and no string. He's digging, and he's digging well. He's about to put the keys on the counter and check out, but we got caution. With a slide job through 3 and 4, and that last green flag completed lap has the race lead. Kyle Jones, looks like Buckshot Jones. Off of 2 down the back straightaway with the race lead. Off of 4 down the front straightaway we go. Down the front boulevard into turn number 1. Down the back straightaway, Kyle Jones out of Kennedale, Texas with the race lead. Off of 4 and 0 and 4. His cap, and he can go to Manny, Louisiana for the first time ever in his career and pick up his first ever wingless win to become the Boothill for the first time in his career and go 2 for 2 over some great competitors represented here this weekend, and 3 very competitive. Elite Conway So right now, Jones is setting a blistering pace out front. Don't believe anybody has anything for him in this one. He's on the counter, he is checked out, he is bound to win. Dirty dancing out front, Patrick Swayze style here, for what it's worth. As he's already to the center point of 3 and off of turn number 4 with the white flag in front of his face. And a 1 and 2 off of 2 for the final time. The battle for the third spot is up for grabs. Final time off of turn number 4 out of Kennedale, Texas, trying to get his second wingless win of the weekend. From Kennedale, how about it for Kyle Jones? Jacob Harris will grab the second spot. Robert Graham Jr. going to start at the tail on this one.
Well, okay, I went on mine one, I went black, big.
And your Trophy Dash winner tonight, the General Giant, Jason Beasley, starting shotgun in 16 as they try to go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Beasley, he's got to have himself some confidence. But I'll tell you, the man on the move getting the Walmart special, already picking up 4 spots on the opening circuit, is the 22, Robert Graham. Robert Graham, I do believe, started tail on this one. He's up to 3rd. The Marshall Texan rolling good. As a main event win at the Boothill Speedway this season. And has had some strong runs here at the hill as well. Down the front straightaway is Sarepta, Louisiana's Jeffrey Bechet with the race lead in the 4. Bechet kind of been off as of late. Still been competitive and in the mix, but hasn't went to victory lane here as consistently as he had done, as a lot of these guys have turned up the wick. Your most recent Pro Mod main event winner here at the Boothill Speedway came here just a couple of weeks ago in the form of the 25 of the Benton Bullet, Josh Baucom. Baucom gets his first career Pro Mod victory here. Looking at the Pro Mod point standings, it's all Doug Vick Jr. over Mike Washburn with 559 points over 534 with Washburn. Robert Graham Jr. in this race has rolled from the tail up to 3rd, sits 3rd in the Boothill Speedway Pro Mod point standings in the 22. The Marshall Texans had an outstanding season. Your Trophy Dash winner tonight is up to 4th in 16. He sits 4th in points as well. 30 out of the 3rd spot behind the 22 of Graham. So right now, all the drivers kind of separated by about the same distance from 1st through 3rd, as Beasley is taking a march to the back tail tank of the 22 down the back straightaway as there's 2 laps to go for your race leader, Jeffrey Bechet. White flag, final time for Surrey, Louisiana's Jeffrey Bechet and the Trey Maxwell Truck and Kins hitting in air number 4. The driver who won many hot stock championships, street stock championships, you name it, over the old champion of Webster Speedway. And off of turn number 4, he'll receive a face full of checkered flag from your judge and executioner, Keith Parker. Jeffrey Bechet wins Pro Mod Heat race number 1 here at the Hill tonight. Second goes to Bradley Barnes in 30. Robert Graham with a good run to 3rd. And all the way has the green flag in his hand, ready to go. And that was kind of a wild start. Mike Washburn takes advantage, though. The Big Show got an interesting bite off the exit of corner number 2. Mark Barnes going to drive it deep to the inside of Mike Washburn here for the 3rd spot. Comes up a little bit short as Wild Wayne leads lap number 1 to the 160. Wild Wayne Barnes, former street stock champion at the old Bayou Speedway, as he shows smoke down the back straightaway. Hopefully he's not about to give up the ghost. So the Big Show, Eric Norris and the 27 of Mike Washburn in a Barnes Brothers sandwich right now. But Mark about 5 car lengths behind his brother, who's out front leading this race in 160. Wayne hadn't raced, I don't believe, in the last several months. Good to see him back at the racetrack tonight. And here comes the Big Show, Eric Norris. Doug Vick Jr., one of the dominant racers in this division, calls this driver right here one of his very best friends. They have helped each other in this sport for many years. Kind of got Eric back into it as of recent. And Eric is a very tough competitor, and he loves this sport. And it's good to see him back in it doing what he loves to do. He's holding on a good 2nd spot in this one, but Mike Washburn's ready to turn up the wick now. The 27 testing the outside of the racetrack, trying to find some bike. Can't quite find enough to take over 2nd as they head back off into 1. Wayne Barnes holding on to a pretty well here in Pro Mod Heat race number 2. It's already going to be 2 laps to go. Wayne Barnes, can he hold on? And can the Big Show hold off Mike Washburn? Washburn doing everything he can. He'll find some dig down on the low side of the racetrack. I think Mike Washburn might win this race. They have 1.5 laps to go as they meet the midpoint of the back straightaway, and they do. Washburn with his crosshairs dialed to the back spoiler of the 160 of Wild Wayne with the white flag waving in his face this time. Wayne can give one little bobble, one little slip up, and Mike Washburn's going to go right by. I still think Mike Washburn has a chance. Final time in turn number 3. Wayne Barnes going to drift up the racetrack just a little bit. Here comes Mike Washburn to the inside for the race lead. Off of 4 down the front straightaway. Nearly a dead heat. The 160 won it by literally 2 inches, it appeared. The newcomer to the Pro Mod Class, the 10S, that'll be Daniel Stewart outside of Vic Jr. Inside of row number 3, the 911, that's Tim Hornaday. Robbie Hickman to the 39 will start on the outside of Hornaday. Lights are out, we are underway.
That's gotta be Glenn.
They're going to go side by side for the race lead. Randy Nolan going to surrender that spot as they go side by side here for the 3rd spot down the back straightaway. That battle doesn't last for long as well, as the 39 out of Marshall, Texas, Robbie Hickman rolls in that 39 car. He's been really quick for the last several weeks. He's got something. He's got a good piece underneath him. He may reel in this lead duo here before too long, as Nolan has not given up the sights of the 4. Doug Vick Jr. is out front with the race lead. So the name I got here is the 5K at Glenn Kelly, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's Glenn Killer. Because Bill and Glenn Killer, brothers in this sport. Bill drove the 4K, Glenn drove the 5K. 4 and 4 laps to go this 8-lap affair in 3rd and final Pro Mod heat of the night. Good run here by Randy Nolan. Doug Vick Jr. set it in Victor Lane and Arklow text 2 Sundays ago that this is the best Pro Mod car he's ever had. And he literally put $1,100 into it. He bought it for that, race ready, and he said he hadn't really touched it since he got it off of Michael Peace. A car that Gene Border had sitting back in the weeds behind Arklatex Speedway. Robbie Hickman rising to the occasion here, trying to snag that second spot away. I believe he may get it. Hickman putting all kinds of pressure on the Shreveport, Louisiana native in the 23 of Randy Nolan. Nolan having the best heat race performance of the 2017 season. The final trip around the speed plant here in Greenwood tonight in Pro Mod heat race number 3. The 4 of Doug Vick Jr. Doing what Vick Jr. does and doing it well. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Hickman wants more. He'll go to the inside into turn number 3 for the second spot. Will he come up short? They're going to drag race to the checkers off of turn number 4. The 23 will hold on. Randy Nolan gets that spot. He is fun to watch on the outside. I guarantee you he puts that thing on the cush. Off of 4, we're underway here at the hill. Donnie, I have powers on some of the outside of the Henderson DeBerry, Texas race under the 211. That'll be Chase Hatton, the Mad Hatter. We'll go to the inside for the race lead. Ingalls says, nope, not going to have it. He'll smash the loud pedal. This should be a very good race. A pair of Ingalls Racing Performance chassis is going to go at it for the race lead. And here comes Ingalls. He says, I want to bite the cushion now. He'll diamond off the exit of the corner. I'm calling it now, folks. If Justin Ingalls' 52 car holds together, he's going to make this race very exciting. And tough break for the 6 car. Your reigning track champion and a 3-time winner here this year, David Winslet out of Bossier City, rolls his way up to 3rd. And somehow Donnie Power still holds on to 2nd. Drove the car into almost downtown Shreveport there and pushed all the way to East Texas off the exit of 2. Ingalls holds on to the race lead, an IRP. Representing his brother Jason Ingalls, the owner and chassis manufacturer of the IRP chassis. A big feather in the cap for Chris Hennigan and Ingalls forming that IRP chassis alliance not long ago, and this has got to give Justin a lot of confidence to come back to Boothill, a track he's had some success at in super late models and, of course, open wheel mods over the years. As, like I said, prior to this race, I've sat in the grandstands and watched him. May not always won him, but he thrilled the crowd. Justin Ingalls with 2 wins last season at the Lone Star Speedway in Kilgore, Texas. As here comes Winslet, though. David Winslet, who made all 3 USMTS modified main events in the Winter Nationals at Arklatex earlier this year. Here comes Winslet, the 2001 mini stock track champion here. Down the back straight, and the reigning modified track champion. He's one of the best to do it here in the Mid-South and undoubtedly in the Arklatex. The white flag already waving. They're getting around here quick, fast, in a hurry. Winslet in a GRT chassis built by Joe Garrison out of Greenbrier, Arkansas. Smashes the loud pedal with that RPM power underneath the hood. Ingalls trying to hold on. Before Justin Ingalls going to win heat race number 1 for the Open Wheel Mods here at the Hill tonight over the 21 of David Winslet from Bossier City. And nearly a dead heat at the line for 3rd. I'm not sure who got it. I think Hatton may have had it over the 19 of Clint Dosser. Denny Gabar out of Frankston, Texas, going to be on the outside front row, the former $10,000 winner of the Armadillo Nationals and the former Team S World Dirt Track champ. Good grief. Is that Cummings? There they go side by side, 2 by 2 by 2. Throw a blanket over the whole field off for 4. Who's going to lead lap 1? Give it to Denny G. Denny Gabar out of Frankston, Texas. In the plain black number 15. Pretty never went fast. Batman rolling good around Boot Hill. Is always on his way around this racetrack. I tell you what, though, you got to give it up for Randy Payne. Only a few laps in the books in this race, and he's holding his own right now. Randy Payne, of course, used to drive the number 75 modified. He's no stranger to victory lane, but hadn't done this deal in quite some time. He drives it deep to the inside. They go 3 different lanes wide here for the race lead momentarily. Denny G still holds on to the top spot in 15. Jerry Jackson acquiring this GRT chassis off of Chad Piro not long ago. And Jerry Jackson, good to see him back behind the wheel. Jerry Jackson putting the moonwalk on him like Michael Jackson out here. He takes over the race lead off of 4. It's hard to dispose of Denny Gabar. That's tough to do. He sidestepped and put it in his hip pocket quick, fast, and in a hurry there. 79 of Randall Settle says, I'm not going to settle for second. He'll go after Denny G as well. Randall Settle won a heat race here the last time out at Boothill. Settle to the inside of the 15 of Denny Gabar. Gabar, though, going to use that outside line. Nope, won't work. Randall Settle's got it working, and he's got it working well around the hub of the Boothill Speedway right now, but the white flag is out. Tick-tock goes the race clock. The center of the hourglass is running away. But how about Jerry Jackson? Jerry who? Jerry Jackson off of turn 4 is going to win Open Wheel Modified Heat Race number 2 tonight in a GRT chassis. The 79 of Randall Settle, who won a heat out last time here at the Hill, will have to settle for second. We had a powerful run there, got around the former Armadillo Nationals winner of something different about it. Chase Junior Styles in the 11.
Oh, this is so much better doing the dice.
Jeff Harris should be in this one. Yep, he's at the tail in the 16. The lights are out. We are underway. Keith Meeks in the GRT 22, and we're underway. Jason Ingalls going to hang it out on the outside alongside Jody Davidson. This should be a lot of fun. A USRA style modified versus an International Motor Competition Association mod. A slight job through 3 and 4 over the 11. Oh my. Jeff Harris. Jason Ingalls knows the outside of this racetrack maybe better than any other competitor I've ever seen run this racetrack. Of course, his father, Doug Ingalls, his grandfather, and Keith Meek out here to prove that these cars are quick. I'm going to share Cade's interview here in a little bit if we get a moment, because I asked Cade, because he knows Sabine very well. I asked him if he drove the car just as hard as he would as his USRA style car. He said he couldn't tell a whole much difference. And he said it's more cost effective, obviously, as Ingalls leads the herd into 1 and 2. Depending on track conditions as well, these cars, these crate power plants, on a slick track, you got it. That thing's going to be hooked up. I'm not sure if Ingalls has a claim in it or a crate. If somehow Jason Ingalls could pull off I'd say an underdog victory tonight, as talented as this driver is. We've seen Mike Van Genderen down at East Bay Raceway Park in Gibsonton, Florida last year, start 20th and win in an IMCA car and a UMP style race for the East Bay Winter Nationals. But the USRA style modifieds have been the prominent style of modified here in the Arklatex for the last 10 years or so. And they've just kind of some guys can afford them, most can't nowadays. Kind of like how the late models outphased themselves in the late 2000s or the mid 2000s. And everything we can to save this class is now Jody Davidson starting to find that bite. That's the difference. That's the separation right there. Cade Dillard told me last night, you kind of steer the USMTS style modified more with your foot as it's hiked up on the bars. He said you just keep the mat to the floor with that crate power plant underneath the hood. And I promise you, Jason Ingalls is not lifted. Ingalls is not lifted. And Jody Davis is thinking, I can't let it happen. There's only one more lap to go. If I was Jody D, I'd have went tip top, and I'd have smashed that cushion. That's what I'd have done. There's a cush up there. He'd have been digging like Daryl, but he'll have to settle for second. Racing Jason Ingalls going to win it in an IMCA IRP chassis number 12. How about that? That's a feather in his cap. Second, the Superior Graphics number 90 out of West Monroe, Louisiana, Jody D. Joe number 2.
Is that Haley? I gotta go outside. That's a 4.
Oh, boy. I knew that was Billy Grider. He even told me in the grandstands the last race he had a car he was about to have out here. Good to see him at the very next race. He lied to me, though. He said he'd have it at Vivian, but we're glad he has it at Boot Hill instead. Billy Grider, one of the good guys in the sport, as we have a battle for the race lead to the inside off of the corner number 4. Cody White has trouble, though, and Blanchard going to take advantage in the bootlegger chassis Flores powered Blanchard Hollicane River Financial number 45. Billy Grider holding onto a pretty well. He's got the teeth clenched for the first time out in quite some time on the 492 car. Former track champion at the Arklatex Speedway, and Vivian holds on to the second spot. The Central Heating and Air Best Engine Powered Outlaw Chassis number 38 making a nice haul to race with us this weekend. Mighty Mike Wells, the two-time reigning Texarkana Speedway track champion. And your 2014 track champion here at the Hill in the 68, the Fast Kunas, James Martin at Owascom in the 68. Formerly from Thibodaux, Louisiana in the 4th spot.
So they're all going to 8-8. Yeah, we might as well just throw the hammer on them.
They're going to race this one out for position with 3 laps to go here. As it's all 45. He did not quite have the heat race performance that he was looking for earlier this evening. But checking out on him in this B main event from Coshada, Louisiana, Cowboy Richard Blanchard. Didn't have to throw the lasso out in this one. He was gone. Mighty Mike looking good in 38. 4 different chassis drivers, or 4 different chassis manufacturers occupy your top 4.
So silly to talk about chassis manufacturers.
Making a final lap pass, or will he get it done? It looks like he will, but he drifts up the speed plant. Nope, will not. The 38 of Wells goes right back by at the checkered flag. The closest finishes I've seen ever at this racetrack. Have it in slow-mo. If I could show it to you, it's still hard to tell. Caldwell's going to put his foot to the floorboard. We punch the time clock. We go to work in our first main event of the night. As they're going to try to go 3 wide here for the race lead on the early going. Caldwell going to jump out to it in the 1. So we found out the Marshall Missile. Derek Greasy doesn't make it out. He does not fix whatever. Oh, right in front of the field goes the C1. Woo, that could have been ugly. So you counting how many starts you had? This is like 7 or 8 now?
I will go about like 12.
12, hey, well, 12, 8, whatever. Hey, you're doing awesome, man. I'll talk to you in a minute. Limited Modifieds getting ready to go. Jody Davison, your race leader. We're back underway. We're back underway here in your Limited Modified main event. Off of down the back straightaway. 3 wide. Back for the 4th spot down the back straightaway. Justin Whitehead in 36J. The K1 of Gidry way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon off the exit of corner number 4. K1's rolling. He's rolling to the outside of 36J. Stalking the tire tracks of 22 Mag. And look at the K1 of Gidry. Gidry's trying to fit it to a lane to the outmost part of the Boothill Speedway. Driving it deep. And here comes Ricky Ingalls. Ingalls way up top as well in 81. Now on the front boulevard. Tupper still holds on to second. It's a heck of a battle from 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th in this one. Down the back straightaway. They're allowing Jody Davison to check out on this one in 90. Ingalls slams it in deep in 81. Down the front boulevard we go. Into turn around. Debris going to come off the racetrack, and we will get caution here. The second caution in the main event. Always great to see youngsters and getting involved in this sport. We need a lot more of them like that kid. The 90 of Jody Davison in the Western Row, your leader in this Limited Modified A main. We're back underway. Davison has a bad, fast, best engine powered Western Flyer chassis tonight on the 90. Whitehead just jumped the cushion. Whitehead jumps the cushion, and Tupper's going to go by in 23, but Whitehead slams it back to the outside in 36J. way up top, looking for a bite off the exit of quarter four down the front straightaway. Whitehead will the first 42 laps of 50 in the 7,000 win King of the Hill event. He'll look to sidestep the 23, and he will. Tupper gets loose, and here comes Ingles. As Anania Davison out of Western Louisiana still hugging the hub and hugging it well. He is digging. It appears that Whitehead's got something working pretty well around that outside. He was so bad fast down in Waco, rolling the outside last week, and he is about to get a run to the outside of the 22 Magnum for the 4th spot. Dylan Spear looking to be a victim to get surrendered to go down a spot here off of 4. Whitehead will sidestep him at the flag, and he's got it. Whitehead is rolling. Whitehead's rolling now. He may have to have a caution though. Into 3 and off of 4. Davison still leads in 90. Do not count out the Express Chassis number K1 out of Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry, who holds on to the 2nd spot down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Guidry, I think, will have something. Not a tall enough field to meet lap traffic for it to become a factor in this one tonight. As Whitehead's run on that outside line is kind of evened out. It appears hugging the hub is the lane to go with right now as Davidson is making it look good. Already halfway in, halfway to go. The best battle for third right now down the back straightaway. Whitehead in the 23 at Tupper to the 22 Magnum of Dylan Spear out of Marshall. Davidson setting a blistering pace around the Boothill Speedway tonight. Jody Davidson, the long-time Oval Modified racer, who also doing double duty tonight. Finished second to Jason Ingles in the Oval Modified heat. Davidson looking very strong tonight here at Boothill. Last time out here at Boothill, a fellow Western area racer in the form of Chase Del Rio getting the victory here. And it looks like Northeast Louisiana is going to represent back-to-back here if he can hold on. Whitehead still trying to the outside here as we're winding the last down your first aim of the night for the limited modifieds. Whitehead now has third in command over Tupper, who still hugs the hub in 23. Off of 4, it is 3 to go for Western Louisiana's Jody Davidson. Davidson is rolling around Boothill tonight. 2 career Oval Modified wins in his career here at this racetrack, and I believe it'll be 2 sticks, 2 laps to go this time by at the Flagstaff for Jody D. Actually, this time by it'll be 3 to go. This time by it'll be 2 to go. Last time by was 3. So 2 to go this time by for Jody Davidson. Off of 4, 2 more trips around for Western Rose. Jody D. Western Flyer out front leading the Express Chassis. The IRB rides third. 3 different chassis manufacturers occupy your top 3 right now in your limited modified A main event. All 3 drivers have won here in their career. Whitehead's won here this year, but not in a limit. The white flag out for Jody Davidson. Final time off of 2 down the back straightaway. Guidry with a stellar performance, but not enough. The driver of the Western Flyer chassis, best engine power, number 91 of Western Louisiana, Jody Davidson gets the win. Powerful run by Jody Davidson tonight in 90. Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry will grab second. 6 times. Will grab third tonight. Chassis manufacturers occupying your top 3 in this one. And Randy Timms' Western Flyer built race car built out of Wheatland, Oklahoma gets the victory tonight with the Western Louisiana Hot Shoe, who has 2 career Oval Modified wins here in his career. Climbing out of the car, Boothill, give it up for Jody D. Jody Davidson in 90. Jody, this limited modified program has been really hot, man, since you debuted it. Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say. You were about 8 lengths out in front of Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry in that one. I'm sure you didn't have a clue.
No, I didn't. We've had good luck with this car. This Western Flyer's been good. Justin Whitehead and Chuck Priestley built me a hell of a motor. I mean, it's flawless. My dad, he helps a lot. Tommy Trawick, he's really helped us in the shop. It's a ton of help. So it's just good. Finally get one here.
What was the purpose of getting the limited modified? Obviously, I mean, we have a pretty decent mod count here tonight. Second to Ingles in the heat. You're doing double duty tonight, but you wanted to kind of get something where you knew that you'd be able to run each and every Saturday night if you'd like.
Yeah, that was the deal. You know, we had 2 modifieds. I can't run them both at the same time, so we swapped one for this, and it's been a good deal.
You got to be pretty satisfied with this car too. I mean, obviously, wins at Chatham. Car's rolling pretty well.
We had a pretty good car last weekend at Manny and got tore up by an idiot, but that's part of it. So.
Minus some bad luck at Boothill, you probably have more wins here too in a modified. You got 2 career wins here, and just this close behind Tater Hyde 1 year here back in 2012. But anyway, you probably have 3 of them. But man, I'll tell you, you get around this place pretty good if you get the good luck on your side.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun. It's different.
Tell us everybody that helps you out in the race car.
Mom, Dad, Tommy Trawick. Every time I call Curtis Allen, Western Flyer, he always picks up the phone. That's a big help. We got his new setup on, and it's good.
Curtis is more of an asset to that deal than Randy, says he's kind of up and down the road with the MLRA series now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He'll pick up the phone. It don't matter what he's doing, so it helps.
Great run tonight, Jody. Good to see you here in Victory Lane, my friend.
Thanks, Zach.
Jody Davison in Victory Lane here at Boothill, folks. Give him a big round of applause. Chris Collier on the outside of the 14. Oh, baby. And Lafitte. Turn around. Vance Coleman going to be your pole sitter in this one. With Collier to the outside, Lafitte inside of row number 2. The lights are out. We're underway in your 4-cylinder main event. I always say don't underestimate this class. They get wild. Hey, congratulations to Scotty Thrifty Nichols getting his first ever win tonight over at the Rose Bowl. Just got that message from my buddy Kelly Lockie. Lights are out, green flag's out, we're underway. Coleman. I tell you what, when Vance Coleman got the win here the last time out in that 75, he was driving that car with reckless abandon, and Collier's going to fit it to the outside of him in the 14 for the race lead. Got a good race brewing here. Collier all over the tilt, take a Coleman for the race lead on the 75. Coleman just way up top in 75. Opens up the door for the 14. He can't get the job done to get by down the back straightaway. In hot pursuit into turn number 3, Collier. And 75 going to drive it deep back into turn number 3. And here comes the 3. He already put Lafitte down into a skidder tire earlier. Tyler Moore to the inside for second, the Marshall Texan. Tyler Moore in the 3. The Marshall, Texas racer, former beginner cruiser driver. Putting the heat all over your points leader here at Boothill in this division. Collier. We're already 50% complete. Halfway in, halfway to go is Coleman. Still driving his car much deeper into the corners in this one. I believe Collier's got something up his tricky sleeve, though. He drives it much deeper this time in the turn number 3. That's 75, though, man. I'm telling you. He doesn't set up till he gets halfway to Shreveport. Well, to be a little bit more realistic, he doesn't set it up till he gets about to halfway to the Pilot Chalice Center. He needs to be careful. He might end over there by the railroad tracks. time by. Who's it going to be, race fans? Coleman trying to hold off Collier. Collier said, oh, I see. It's 2 to go. I got to go, and I got to go now. And Vance Coleman slides up in front. He's got to hear him. And down the back straightaway, it's like a throwback mini stock race in 2001, except the front wheel drives are not rear wheel drives. It's like a Ben Dance and John Pace race. Off of 4, down the front straightaway. Here comes Collier. Knocking on the back door like a trick-or-treater with a sweet tooth in the one. And there goes Coleman. And they're 3 wide for the race lead on the final lap. Down the back straightaway. In the 3 for the final time. Collier now has the advantage in the 3. And Coleman's about to drive it deep in a door slam, baby. Oh, my God. Off of 4, driving into the line. It looks like the 3 may get it, and he does. Yes! Oh, my goodness. Spend their hard-earned money just like all these other competitors out here. You know, we're missing a few good drivers tonight. Brittany Shireen's not here. She'd have been a factor. There's a few other guys that aren't here as well that have won here this season. But pretty exciting stuff. I'll give this fellow a big round of applause. It doesn't matter what the car looks like. Doesn't matter how he got it done. That was a nice pass there on the final lap. He was cool, calm, and collected.
There you go, buddy.
Is that a Nissan Sentra? What is that?
I don't know.
It's an Altima, yeah.
Hey, get it off. Hey. Did he got it?
Can you get it back?
This is the same Tyler used to race backwards sometimes.
This is first time ever.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, first ever race tonight. And he was cool, calm, collected. Give it up for Tyler Moore coming out of the car. How about, Tyler, you're right there within striking distance, man. You never let those two get out of your crosshairs. The 14 looked like he may have been biding his time. The 75 was driving that car really deep into the corners. And on that final lap, the 14 went for it. 75 said, I can't let it happen. And you just drove right to the bottom, right to the checkered flag, man. What's going through your mind right now?
Man, I just seen him come to the bottom, and then when they swung up high and he hit him, I was like, oh, I had to take it. And then I had to steer it all the way through, but I made it.
Man,
Go ahead.
I can't believe it. I just finished the car this morning. The paint's still sticky, but it is what it is.
Hey, man, this class is exciting. I tell you what. I mean, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter how much you have in this stuff. This has been a very exciting class and an exciting addition to Boothill Speedway as well as other area racetracks in the Arklatex, man. Just what kind of wanted you to get into this sport? Anybody's racing your family prior or what?
Well, Robert Graham, Robert Sr., Robbie Hickman, compound racing. I just love it.
How long did it take you to complete this car? When did you first start working on it?
Probably about 2 months ago.
Let me ask you, how much you got in it with the roll cage?
Probably about 500.
That's awesome. $500 and you're in victory lane tonight.
Yes, sir.
Anybody in addition you want to thank or anything else on your mind, young man? Hey, I don't think anything will ever top that first win. You could go on and race super late models. You'll never forget this first ever win.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad, my brother, my sister, my uncles, my grandparents, compound racing, Robert Graham, Robert Sr., Robbie Hickman, Kyle, and the Kyle neighbors. Man, it's just so many.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
16 years old. Where you go to school, bud?
Marshall High.
I don't know if you'll find a thrill like this for quite some time, but you can come back and do it in a few weeks, man. How about that?
Oh, thank you. I'd like to thank Hickman Racing, Compound Racing, and everybody that helped me get this car on the track.
Congratulations to you, young man. You earned it tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Absolutely. Give it up for Tyler Moore in the 3 car. That's awesome. It's in Ricky Ingles alongside the Hooks Texan, Scotty Hushelpeck. Inside of 3, the 4, Doug Vick Jr., the 5, the Princeton's Paul Lopez, Shane Kirsten on 34. The lights are out. We are underway from Boot Hill in your factory stock A main event. Down the front straightaway in the 1 for the first time. Graham gets the whole shot. Hushelbeck, they go 3 wide, and here comes D-Rock down on the back straightaway. They're going to go side by side with the racers. They're going to go door to roll for 2nd and 3rd. Full blanket right now over your top 5. D-Rock's going to lead off of 4 and D28. Oh, Little John Tuggle. Come on, baby. The bad luck continues. Little John Tuggle goes down to the infield, Dukes of Hazzard style. The green stays on, and off before Derek Daniel continues to lead in D28. Caution waves. Boot Hill in a bad way. I'll say that much right now. as this race develops. Sean Graham wants to win here in a bad way too. Hadn't won here in over a year. In a car he's not driven prior to 3 weeks ago. The lights are going to go out. We're backing away. Ingalls looking for his first career factory stop win as well. We are back underway. And D-Rock's going to lead him off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway in D28. They're 3 wide for second. Nearly down the back straightaway. The driver who led the first 32 laps in the 10,000 win inaugural King of the Hills are 3 wide off of 4. Oh my. Down the front boulevard. It's heating up into turn number 1. Hasha Peck to the bridesmaids under this one. The 68 is rolling around the hub of the racetrack off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Phil Hadaway's outlaw chassis, best or F1 power number 68, going to go to the inside of D-Rock. But D-Rock got to hold on like the rock. D28 continues to lead out front. And Scotty Husselpeck says, he's that Smitty's Pizza sponsor. I'm about to slide up in front like pepperoni on a cheese pizza, baby. To the inside comes the 81 there. Has to check the throttle just a little bit and loses the car length off the exit side by side with the race leader in the 1. Through for the race leader in the 1 and 2. Husselpeck just up the racetrack, makes a little bit of slight contact with the D20 and Derek Daniel. Derek Daniel's going to have to fight back now. Derek Daniel going to fade back to the outside of the 81 of Ingalls and they'll fight for second now. Derek Daniel surrenders the race lead to the 68 of Husselpeck, who I trust me, is out for some redemption tonight. After I don't believe has been able to fulfill that heartbreak here for that $10,000 mishap when Full Throttle Marcus Carter won the inaugural 10,000 win King of the Hill. Down the front row, D-Rock still holds on to second over the veteran Ricky Ingalls in Longview, Texas. Ingalls tries to the inside for second now. Comes up limp. How about the run tonight for the 34 Shane Kirsten? Shane Kirsten looking very, very good. Here comes the 11 of Bowden. Travis Bowden trying to work his way into the top 5 of the inside of the Triple X of Sean Graham. The caution waves. Husselpeck looks awfully tough, but it's not over until it's over. Lights are out. We're back underway. They punch the time clock. We're back to work. Oh boy. Ingalls. Snookers. The D28 of D-Rock on the restart. He goes to second now. Oh my goodness. 175 around as well as the B7 of Blanchard.
I'm sorry about that.
Did I do it right?
Yeah, you did. It was perfect. I just need to turn it up a little bit more now.
I turned it up.
Oh my God, I thought Husselpeck was going to get turned.
Not as just to say, hey, I still got it. He said, thanks for the memory. As he smashes the loud pedal, puts his foot through the firewall, we're back on the way. Scotty Husselpeck out of Hooks, Texas, your race leader in this one here at the Boothill Speedway tonight in your factory stock A main event. Back into 1 and 2. The 81 of the Longview Texan, Ricky Ingalls, still riding high in his 50s. The 81 gets a big bite down the back straightaway in that PTS-powered Joe Best Motorsports Twin City Automotive 81. Look at Ingalls go way high, wide, and handsome through the center of 3 and off of 4. He's about to get a big bite off of 4. Oh, my goodness gracious. We'll see if the Longview, Texas Race of the Wiley veteran Ingalls out of Longview can fire like he did on that previous restart, or is Husselpeck know what was coming? Is he going to counter it? We are back underway here at the Boothill Speedway, the oldest dirt oval here in the state of Louisiana since 1973. Approaching the Louisiana State. Oh, and contact for the race lead. The D28 of D-Rock got into the left rear corner of the 68 of Husselpeck, and the caution deal, and unfortunately D-Rock's going to have to get the bad luck biscuit. He gets the black flag. That's the name of the game. Black flag waves for D28. Unfortunately, his night is done. Stick a fork in him. We're back underway. Back down the front boulevard, back underway, the 81 of Ingalls. Now over the tailtank of the 68 for the race lead. Goes to the outside of the hill, smashes the loud pedal. Ingalls has got to run off of 4. He's going to diamond off the corner. He's all over the tail tank of the 68 for the top spot. Into 1. To the center point of 1 and 2. The 68 finds some bite there on that Outlaw Racing chassis. Best engine underneath the hood. Down the back straightaway, it's still Scotty Hushelpick out front with the race lead, but Ingles is going to go way up top, where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. Off of turn number 4, 81 is rocking and rolling that Joe Best performance. Twin City Towing, number 81. That's 2 laser chassis in the top 5 right now. You got a bootlegger back in 5th. Out front's the Outlaw chassis built by the 6-time Cajun Classic winner Justin Whitehead. With the Hooks Texan, Scotty Hushelpick out front with the race lead. The former Open Wheel Modified ace leads the herd into 1 and 2. So 40 laps complete, 60 to go.
You're about right.
4 laps to go, race fans, we're backing away. Hushelpick smashes the loud pedal, we're backing away. He leads the herd in 68 into 1 and 2. Ingles goes way up top again in 81. Watch this run that the 81 gets off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. I'm telling you, Ingles is going to steal this race away, watch. Ingles is rolling a lane just a little bit higher than the 68's, able to find enough momentum to keep him within striking distance, with the 68 finding the quickest way around the speed plant right now. Alva 2 down the back straightaway. Hushelpick lost a little bit of side bite there to the midpoint of the back straightaway, and Ingles going to dive it in deep into turn number 3. He goes higher than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour with Snoop Dogg riding shotgun that time. 2 laps to go this time by at the flag stand. The 68 still out front, trying to get some redemption here. And look for his first win at Boothill since he led the first 32 of the 10,000 win King of the Hill event here 3 years ago. Down the back straightaway, the Hooks Texan Scotty Hushelpick and Phil Hadaway's F1 powered Outlaw chassis number 68. Off of 4, he'll see the white flag and see the white flag in front of his face this time in 68. Ingles has 1 more shot. Really hit a home run with it. 1 more shot. He'll get a big run down the back straightaway, but I don't believe he'll be able to shut that gap. He draws it really deep in the turn number 3. Ingles goes way up top, but it won't be enough tonight. Redemption in a big way for Hooks Texas racer Scotty Hushelpick in 68. Longview, Texas racer, the 81 of Ingles will come home second. Third will go to the Triple X Rocket of Sean Graham out of Shreveport. Fourth out of Princeton, Louisiana will go to Paul Lopez. Fifth out of Karnak, Texas, go to the 11 of Trap. Hey. Hushelpick will be pretty fired up for this victory tonight. A lot of wild things happening in that race. Tough break for Derek Daniel. Did not mean to make contact with the 68. We'll talk to Hushelpick about that. He knows Derek probably didn't mean to do that. When he climbs out of the car, race fans, you know what to do. From Hooks, Texas, John and Phil Hadaway's Outlaw Chassis Custom Graphics F1 Performance Powered Outlaw. It's Scotty Hushelpick in 68 in factory stock. Victor Lane here. Scotty's fired up. Man, I kind of talked about it in this race. You're back at Boothill 3 years after you burnt the, well, I won't say you burnt the right rear off, but leading the first 32 of that 10,000 win, man. I know you wanted to get back here in the factory stock. You've been flagging over at Timberline this season. You won $5,000 down at Diamond Park. I mean, how's it feel to get back here? Is it any sense of redemption, revenge? I mean, it's 3 years after the fact, but man, I know it's special to win here at Boothill.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't race here very much, but I mean, when you get the chance to race at Boothill, it's so legendary here. You know, a lot of great people has won at this track, and to win here it's just a privilege to win here. You know, that 10,000 race, that's the past. You know, it's been since 2006 at the Louisiana State Championship since I've won here. So it's good to get back in a race car. You know, I got to give a special thanks to Phil Hadaway. He spends a lot of money in this race car, and he's got the best of the best. But I got to thank Hadaway Towing in a Collision, Custom Graphics, Best Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, Nickel Dime Bodies, and A&T Delivery, and that's it.
Man, a few cautions in that race. Was it ever worrying you, in any way, impeding you out front? I mean, Derek Daniel got in there a little hot and heavy one time, but I can't speak on behalf of Derek, but knowing the guy that he is, I know that he did not mean to get into you.
Well, believe it or not, he kind of owed me one a little bit. I kind of got into the side of him a little bit, and that was kind of my fault. Ran down there, hit the wet stuff, and slid right into him. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize that to him. You know, I mean, let me tell you, it's great to win here at this track.
Spoken like a true gentleman, Scotty. I guess you felt something in the car that I did not see, man. It takes a class act to admit something like that, because I guess I just did not see that. But anyhow. A hard-fought race tonight, man. Eagles threw it up top, man. He gave you everything he had there in the late going.
I could hear him up there, but I knew my line I had. It was going to be tough to get around me, but I'm very fortunate that the track will give the protected leader rule. I mean, because they could have put me on the back very easily. I tried to keep going so the caution wouldn't come out because I didn't want to go to the back, but they radioed in, told me to get back up front, and I was like, that's what I needed.
Man, look, I'm going to wrap this up. What does it mean to you that Phil Hadaway would instill his confidence in you to wheel his race car? Out of all the people he could have called, Neil Kemp, I guess, driven this car this year, but he called Scotty Helshelbeck, man. How much does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, just to have, just not him. I mean, a lot of people, Phil Hadaway, Tommy Turner, just a bunch of people. I mean, it's a privilege to drive a race car for other people, and you don't get to do that much. But I'm glad to put this car in victory lane for Phil because trust me, he's been needing this car in the victory lane.
You have a ride for the Cajun Classic.
Got a ride for the Cajun Classic, and we're ready for it.
Best of luck to you. You came really close a few years ago, my friend.
All right, appreciate it.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen of Hooks, Texas. It's Scotty Helshelbeck in victory lane here at Boot Hill. Way through turns 3 and 4. Boot Hill, get up on your feet, wave your hat, your hands. It never gets old to these drivers. They sit behind the lowly cockpit of these cars. It sends chills down their spine. Because after all the work for you, the race fans, spending your hard-earned money here at the racetrack. And after all, the sport would not be very fun at all. So on the pole tonight, we may do one more. Why not? As the lights are going to go out. Ready to punch the time clock and go to work here. Elite non-wing sprint cars back at Boot Hill. Anton Hernandez will be one to watch in this one. That top 6, that stout one. The lights are out. We're underway here from Boot Hill. Harris going to have the race lead off the extra 2 down the back straightaway on the early go of it. And if there's lights out for the race lead. Wow, John Ricketts way up top. John Ricketts with a on-time move in the 5R. Wow, you'll hear no crickets on that one. John absolutely ripped it. John ripping it Ricketts. Holy smokes. As they're going to go a blanket right now over your top 3 and 4 cars off the turtle board. Up front with the race lead and the caution is out. Burleson, Texas racer John Ricketts out front with a race lead. Jacob Harris got slid. The lights are going to go out. Only one scored. We are back underway. We are back underway with the 3 wide back here with the third spot off the exit 2 down the back straight. We are back underway into turn number 3. Here comes the veteran racer at Temple. The 33 Paul White going to roll the hub. He's got a superb Boothill Speedway tonight, baby. In the 1 and 2. Can Paul White find it on the hub? He is going to keep the 5R. Ricketts within striking distance as he rolls the hub. And here comes Fifield on the outside. That is Justin Fifield. Out of Mesquite, Texas in the 49. He is wheeling it and dealing it on the outside and sending it down the back straightaway into turn number 3 with his sights set on Harris now as they go 3 wide for 3rd there momentarily off of 4th. That's still 3 off of 4th. It's just a matter of time. Cinnamon's in the mix now. Anton Hernandez is there. It's hitting up down the back straightaway as Ricketts still out front. Hammering the cush. And he just had to hit the brake checks. We're back underway. Your elite non-wing sprint car main event. Justin Fifield got a heck of a restart as Ricketts rolls the outside. Oh, and he jumped the cushion. And he opens up the door for Temple, Texas, Paul White down the back straightaway. Paul White not able to capitalize, though. As Ricketts, my goodness gracious, folks. That dude can wheel it. As he keeps sending it and smashing the cushion with that big right rear Hoosier tire. Paul White going to drive it deep to the bottom side of the racetrack. And Paul White going to take the race lead in 33. White in 33 out front with the race lead. And here comes Fifield in the 49.
I'll try to call numbers that.
of a sudden throwing his hat in the ring and becoming a player. So the lights go out. Ready to get back underway here. 8 laps scored. We are back underway. Into one, Ricketts hammers it to the outside. It appears that bottom side is really coming in now. But stepping to the outside there and sliding up in front. So hard to tell. It's going to be Anton Hernandez who's up to third. All over the tail tank. He hooked the rear gas tank of Zimmerman there as they approach turns 1 and 2 as they're down the max rate. Here comes Anton Hernandez. He says he didn't drive all the way from Arlington, Texas to come home second tonight. He's going to go way up top. The former Power Hour West Series champion. He'll impede the progress, and he'll go right to the center point of the Boothill Speedway. But Zimmerman finds that big run off the exit of 2 into turn number 3. A hell of a battle is taking shape here for the second spot. Hernandez goes way up top here off the exit of corner number 4 down the front straightaway back into turn number 1. Paul White still out front with a race lead. The cool, calm, collected, wily veteran setting the pace here at the Boothill Speedway tonight. Into 3. You got to think that outside line is going to come to fruition at some time for Anton Hernandez to challenge, and he is closing in quick, fast, and in a hurry. These racers so very smart about finding the moisture when they need to find it. I'm not sure. Dang. The lights are back out. Ready to get back underway here. With Paul White out of Temple, Texas with the race lead, we are back underway here. I believe Anton Hernandez is going to have something to say about the finish of this race tonight. Oh, we got a few. Jacob Harris got tangled up there. It's okay. A couple of them hit the skidder tire down there at the bottom of the exit of turn number 2, but it's okay. We're clean and green right now for the time being. Back into 1. Anton Hernandez smells the gas tank of Paul White. White, though, so smooth. So, back at it, back out on the roof here. Paul White hugging the hub as close as you can possibly hug it, finding all the moisture. But here comes Anton Hernandez. It's heating up into turns 1 and 2. Got another race leader. Here comes Zimmerman out of Athens, Texas, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Once again, race fans is heating up, gun on the outside. Here he comes, Anton Hernandez out of Arlington, Texas, down the stripe, down the front straight. Paul White still leads. Oh my goodness, folks, this race. Oh, he drives the tail tank. Nearly ended up in the cockpit with him. Hernandez is going to go home or go broke. And all of a sudden, Ricketts has become a factor. Last night's winner at Sabine. Kyle Jones says, I want to become a factor. And he will. He's the third. He gets around Zimmerman. He's up to third now. Here comes that Kennedale Texan. And here comes Anton. Hernandez just it to the outside of the Boothill Speedway. Hammers the car off the board. He's going to take the race lead at the flag pit. Anton Hernandez. Yeah, baby. Oh. And the caution is out. And this is good, and it's a lot of fun. Paul White gets back out front, but ladies and gentlemen, do you have Arlington, Texas racer Anton Hernandez? What do you think? Here we go, we're back on the way. And a good restart by last night's winner down the Sabine. Here comes Kyle Jones, the Kennedale Texan. Oh my goodness. All the 2 down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Here comes Hernandez. And oh, goodness gracious, these guys. I don't even know what to say. It is a lot of fun watching fights on there. Side by side with the race leader 1 and 2. Hernandez way up top. Off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Hernandez. Zimmerman looked like he broke down the back straightaway and lost power there. One into the wall. Hard, he flips hard. A wild crash. And that is Justin Fifield with a violent flip in the center point of turns 3 and 4. Hey, look at that. We got the cars fired up as soon as he was into the infield. All the crew had the full wheels out there ready to push these guys back off. That's teamwork. It's dream work. The lights are back out. We're back underway. It's about to get good. It's about to get hairy, baby. Temple, Texas, Paul White in 33 going to lead them off the exit of turn number 2 down the back straightaway with the race lead. Anton Hernandez going to slam it to the cush into 3 and off of turn number 4. Down the front boulevard. White. The white flag is out. Oh my. Anton Hernandez is not. What a fine job. He turns 3 and 4. Home race lead coming out of checkers. Paul White turns down Hernandez. Drag race on line. Paul White wins it. I just wanted like 15 more of them. Send me Anton Hernandez and Paul White and race fans, when this guy climbs out of the car, he deserves a round of applause. Because if you don't like what you just saw, you don't like dirt track racing. Quite simply put. He's getting unstrapped out of the car. That was fun. First, give it up, race fans, for the Arlington, Texas racer who threw a slide job all the way from I don't know where. My goodness gracious. Give it up for Anton Hernandez. He was not going to come up short if he didn't have to. But your winner out of Temple, Texas, about to climb out of the number 33. I didn't realize the laps were winding down that quick, fast, and in a hurry. But Hernandez was not going to come up limp if he didn't have to. He threw everything he had. I really wanted about 8 more laps. Born a few cautions, that was a pretty exciting race, you got to admit. So the veteran racer out of Temple finds ABC Auto Parts victory lane here.
I saw you bicycling down there.
The only guy that didn't really throw it up on the cushion the whole race, he played a little bit conservative. He's cool, calm, collected. He wasn't smooth as silk, he was smooth as satin in this one. Getting ready to climb out from Temple, Texas. Give it up for Paul White in 33. Paul White in an absolute stellar race here, man. I mean, quite a few cautions there and impeded the progress of this race. But, man, every time the green flag was dropped, you guys were absolutely going at it. Anton Hernandez threw everything at you early and nearly climbed up in the cockpit with you at one point. Nothing intentional, I'm sure, but you guys just racing really hard, man. What'd you see from your vantage point? Exciting stuff.
You know, I knew they was there the whole time. He kind of showed me another groove up here on the other end that came around there late in the race. But you know what? Ain't that a lot of fun?
It was a lot of fun from where I was calling the race from my vantage point on top of the roof. You know, I was hoping, man, when I saw the white flag, I was thinking, man, I wish we had about 8 more to go. Your car was stuck and glued right around the hub of the track, though, man. I mean, obviously, you set up to run the bottom. You went to the top when you needed to try to hold those guys back. But, man, you had your hands full.
You bet, you bet. He wasn't the only one. Somebody else was up there a couple of times earlier, and then when he come late, I figured he was good and strong later in the race.
What does this mean to you to win at Boothill? First, before I get there, you never won here, have you?
You know, I'm not real sure. I've run a lot of races in the late model days and stuff here, and then in some all-star modified deals back in the day, and had a lot of fun, but you know what? This is my first non-wing show here anyway.
Yeah. The oldest dirt track in the state of Louisiana, and I won't call you the oldest guy here, but hey, the wily veteran, the cool, calm, collected guy who kind of keeps it smooth as silk right around the hub, comes up victorious tonight, man. I think it played a major factor in this race.
Hey, man, thank you very much.
Tell us everybody helps you out in the race car.
You know, I got Steve Cheek, and we got Greg Wade, and I got my boy here, Brian Paul Jr., and I really want to thank my car owner, Ronnie Burke.
Final thing, when Anton just threw it in there, I didn't even think he was going to be able to clear you as deep as he drove that thing into the corner. What were you thinking when he slid across your nose?
Well, you know, I expected it. I really expected the lap before, but I was trying to get in there and make sure I was stuck to be sure and come back across the track and not try to race him through there.
You were sure you had it, though, at the stripe?
Oh, yeah.
You've been doing it. How long have you been racing? How many years is this now?
Oh, I don't even know.
It doesn't matter. You're a hell of a driver. Congratulations to you, Paul White.
All right. Thank you very much.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, your elite non-wing sprint car main event winner tonight, Paul White. And hey, give it up for the Arlington, Texas racer, the 19-year-old Anton Hernandez. Anton, man, you came up just a little bit short, but you threw a fastball on the 3 and 4, man. You just came up a little bit short.
Yeah, I knew I had to do something. I knew he was going to try the high side and 4. I just threw the Kenshin sink, and man, it was close. I knew he was going to cross me under. I knew it was going to be close to the line, but man, that was a fun race. I really want to thank him. Thank all my guys. Tom O'Neill for giving me the ride. Velocity Bell helmets. My dad especially. He's the one that allows me to do this. So I'm having a real fun time doing this. I don't really run these non-wing cars and sprint cars too much, but when I get the chance, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have as fun as I can.
How much did you want this race to kind of stay green rather than having a few cautions impede the progress of this race? Because it seemed like your car was getting better as the race went on. However, you were able to pick up and gain a few spots there. You slipped back to 6th at one point at the start of this race. You were able to meticulously work your way back towards the front.
Yeah, I knew I had to do something. I wasn't getting anything up top in 1 and 2, and bottom wasn't working for me in 3 and 4. And I noticed 3 and 4, I tried it, and I started passing cars, and I was the first one to find it. So I was trying to maintain and just get it around the bottom 1 and 2 as smooth as possible, and I was trying to get him, but we just fell short. But congrats to him.
They say second is no fun, but I have a feeling that was a little bit of fun for you, Anton.
I mean, that was fun. I had to do everything I could, but it happens. We had a great time, so we're coming back next week.
Real quick, how about that track prep, man? You had 2 distinct lines tonight to race on.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Good in the bottom, good in the top. So that's what gives a good race. So.
Hey, man, thanks for racing with us. Best of luck in the rest of your 2017 campaign, man. Go get them.
Thank you.
Anton Hernandez out of Arlington, Texas. Your winner last night, Sabine Motor Speedway, comes home third tonight. Maybe the best overall finisher of the weekend. Average finisher, but Kyle Jones, boy, you wish you had a few more laps?
No, not really. I mean, we were doing good. These guys were really fast tonight. I got hung out right there in the beginning of the race near the middle, and it kind of strung me out. But when I got to the bottom and really got to the top of 3 and 4, it was rolling and just took a little bit too much time. But we were good. We were good. I was happy with it.
When you saw Anton throw it deep into 3, what were you thinking from where you were sitting?
Well, see, the last turn over there, turn 2, I actually got a hold of the tire, and she bent my tie rod a little bit, but I was trying to get the best run I could because I felt like they were both going to wad each other up. Not intentional, just racing hard.
Yeah, you weren't hoping for it, but you would have taken it.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're running third and something like that happens, there's nothing you can do about it. But, yeah, we were there. It was close. It was good.
Real quick, man, your first non-wing win last night, a third tonight here at the racetrack you've never competed at. What a weekend for you here in the great state of Louisiana, man. Give you an opportunity to thank all your folks.
Yeah, I tell you, Louisiana tracks, these are awesome. I'd really like to come back here. If we do some non-wing racing, wing racing, whatever, I'd like to come back. But, yeah, I can't thank Best Steel Services enough, Duck Investments, and Smiley's Racing Products. They keep us at the track and get us going.
Great run this weekend, man. Great to see you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Kennedale, Texas racer Kyle Jones comes home third tonight. The elite pits. Jeffrey Bechet going to be on the pole tonight at your Pro Mod main event. It'll be Bechet, Wayne Barnes. The lights are going to go out from the front row. Here we go. Oh, my. Trying to bunch them up there on the start. It'll be Bechet who jumps out the early race lead. Side by side for a second. It'll be a Duke down the back straightaway. Third green. As here comes Vic Jr. to the inside for a second. All the way down the front of the bar and go back to the turn number 1 to the inside of the 160. Up Barnes has the sheet on a flap into the wind now. Oh, around goes Bradley. Bradley sadly around. Number 30 was in. That's awesome. Night, 2,000 to win, 300 to start for limited modifieds at Gene Borders Arclotech Speedway. As Jeffrey Bechet leads the Pro Mods into turn number 3 to get this race restarted. Doug Vick Jr. is on the march to the front. Wayne Barnes, who is outside, we're back on our way. Keep your eyes on Washburn at 27. Oh, he got trouble. The big show, Eric Norris, got railroaded on the restart there, and he'll have all kinds of damage. And Jason Beasley got ran over. Display for him. The Rocket Man, Josh Richards, switches teams, leaves his Rocket House car, hands it to Brandon Shepard, joins the Best Performance team out of Ohio, leaves the World of Outlaws to join Lucas, and he is the point leader and looks to get a championship, and that would be impressive. The lights are out. We're back on our way.
I hate the blood off bubble.
First win in a couple of months here, as it's a pair of 4s. Right now running 1 and 2. How about Wayne Barnes holding his own? He sits third. Keep your eyes on Mike Washburn. Lights are back out. We are underway. Great battle there for a second. Mike Washburn going to look to take advantage of that little scuffle there off the exit of corner number 2 between Wayne Barnes and the 4 of Vic Jr. Mike Washburn looking to squeeze by, and he'll go door-to-door down the front straight with their 3 wide, nearly momentarily down the front boulevard. That allows Bechet to go and stretch his length, or his lead out by about a full straightaway now, nearly a full straightaway, as Washburn just got 2 for the price of 1. The Walmart special goes into the bag of the 27 that time. Now Mike can run his own race. He has separated himself over Vic Jr., and now he can set his crosshairs to the back spoiler of the 4. Sarepta, Louisiana's Jeffrey Bechet for the race lead. Will he be able to get the job done? Mike's came up second a few times this year after seemingly having the best car on the racetrack. I think Mike's going to win this race tonight. It appears that he inevitably has the best car on the racetrack, but track position is so valuable. And if this race happens to stay green, will lap traffic become a factor? Goodness gracious. I need to stop talking about lap traffic. A great restart from Mike Washburn. He fires well. The 27 going to go to the outside for the race lead. 2 of the best to do it. The former Quick Race Car Spring Nationals champ. The 5-time hot stock champion. Back at the old champion park at Webster Speedway. And Mike Washburn going to rise to the occasion and steal this one away on the restart from the 4 of Jeffrey Bechet. Think back to about 3 months ago to where Mike Washburn was. He wasn't down in a hole, losing his soul. Like I said, he'd been kicking cancer's ass, and boy, I'm telling you what, he is now on an absolute tear in this Pro Mod division, where he has been able to consistently find his way consistently to the top spot or inside of the top 3, 4, 5, week in and week out, and kick their tails. It's been something fun to watch his. Randy Darling going to re-enter the racing service right in front of your 4th place car to the 39 of Robbie Hickman. Everybody looking for this one to go green to checkered from that last restart. You got a group of cars going at it. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. They're door-to-door for a second as well, as they're allowing Mike Washburn to separate himself. We're only halfway in this time. Oh my goodness, that's a hard crash. That's a Walmart in a Target parking lot. Billy Melton was here. He might just go to his pit and be like, man, I got tired of waiting. Final trip around Boothill Speedway in your Pro Mod main event after a vicious crash in top of turns 3 and 4. We're back underway after about a 15 to 20 minute lengthy red flag. After he got around Bechet for the race lead, it's no contest. The Architect Sheet Metal Building rolls off a 4 to the checkered flags. Mike Washburn back to victory lane. He's fist pumping again. This one might be the biggest win of all that he's picked up as of late. So when he comes out of the car, give him a big round of applause. Trying to move on. The final race coming out here in just a moment. You guys getting ready to climb out. Like I said, guys, we'll make this quick. Give it up, Boothill Speedway race fans, for Mike Washburn in 27. Well, Mike had a little lengthy caution there, so some of the fans had to check out and go to the house. They got to go to church in the morning, but goodness, you definitely earned this win, though, man. You sat second, third, you got around one of the best in the business, Jeffrey Bechet, and you checked out from there. Got around Vic Jr. I mean, this 27 program is on kill right now.
I got lucky getting around Doug. He kind of got picked behind Wayne Barnes there, and it helped me get in front of him. Then we had a caution, and I just drove around the outside of Bechet.
That's part of it, though. I mean, you had to pick your poison. You had to pick the lane you had to go with. You knew that he was going to get pinned there, and you went right by.
The track is phenomenal.
Yes,
Ricky and Tim do a phenomenal job on this racetrack.
Man, I'm not sure if you were in the stage area. That Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car race is fantastic. Did you see any?
I watched about the first half of it.
You missed the very end slide job. It was wild. Let's talk about you, though, man. How about this? Your 5th win of the year now? Fourth win. But goodness, man, I mean, you've turned up the wick, and you are the guy. You're the guy to beat right now. You know, Jonathan Davenport. I'll compare this real quick. Jonathan Davenport, 29 days ago, had not a race team formed. He formed up with G.R. Smith. He was the World 100 last weekend. Mike Washington on the local level has turned up the wick, man. I think all these competitors here know that they got to come here and they got to beat this 27 car. A few months ago, it was Robinson, Vic. There was a few guys. 27 car is on top of this game right now.
It's a really good car right now. It's easy to drive, and I'm having a blast.
Not necessarily coming from me. Coming from the rest of your competitors, I know you have the respect from your competitors. How much does that mean to you to know that you know you come to win, but how much does that mean to you to have the respect from your competitors that they know that Mike Washburn's the guy that I might have to beat when I show up to the racetrack?
It means a lot. It's pretty cool.
Well, you've always been that guy, Mike. You know, modified stuff. You know, we're talking about this IMCA stuff. I mean, what's kind of your stance on that? I kind of stretch that into a different vantage point or a different perspective here. What do you think about the modified deal as a whole?
I don't know.
You like this deal?
This is hello.
No, you're good.
This is fun, but you know, we started here in '94 as IMCA, and we had B features every week, and that USMTS and USRA stuff's expensive.
The reason why I asked because you raced it for quite some time. You know, you got out of it. You had that wild crash over here back in 2012, and so on and so forth. We go on and on, Mike, of course. But it seems like you definitely found your hay in this deal, and this class is definitely picking up some steam, and it's definitely a lot of fun to watch, and it's picking up a lot of good drivers as well. Like Bauckham won here last time out.
Yep. Oh, it's a lot of fun racing up there with them guys. It's good racing.
We'll move on to this modified feature, man. I just want to give you an opportunity to thank everybody that helps you out in the race car, man. You're well deserving of it.
Thank the good Lord above. Thank my wife, Pam, Architect Sheet Metal, Connie Sidaway, Chase Cook, BJ Cook helps me a lot. Scott Young and my nephew Justin Foster's finally here to see me win one.
They're probably ripping my head off up there for continuing this, but I want to say one more thing. May not be too relevant, but when you're sitting back here on the back straightaway during that red flag, you see 5 cars piled up over here where you hit that wall. What was going through your mind?
How we going to get that oil dried up so my line is fast?
Okay, brother. How about it for you, Mike Washburn? Congratulations, man.
Exactly.
Mike Washburn back in victory lane here at Boothill. Great response. David Winslet's going to be tough. Any of these guys inside of this field can win this race tonight. But I want to see what Jason Ingles is going to do in this IMCA car. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Justin Ingles is going to lay it all on the wood. Here we go. We're on the way. Jerry Jackson on the outside front row. We're on the way. You're over the final race of the night here at Boothill. In a 1 and 2 for the first time. Down the back straightaway. It's going to be IRP leading with Justin Ingles in the GRT up top with Jerry Jackson. Another GRT inside. So it's IRP on the inside, GRT on the outside in the 1 and 2. It's Justin Ingles. 3 wide for a second on the exit of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, Ingles gets disposed of nearly here on the 21 on Winslet. Not quite yet though. He'll battle back to the inside down the front straightaway. David Winslet. I can't let it happen tonight. All the 2 down the back straightaway. Well, it looked like he gave up the ghost. It's Jeff Harris. Or Larry Pierce rather. They're side by side for the race lead. Still through 3 and 4 off of turn number 4. Justin Ingles. And here comes Jason. This is the best I have seen the Boothill thing is racing from top to bottom, baby. What more do you want? Into turn number 3, they're going to go side by side, brothers. Duke it out and go door to door. Jason Eagle, smooth as satin around the whole of the racetrack in 12. Racing Jason to the inside of his aggressive brother Justin. And over goes to him. It's also 21 of David Winslet, a former IRP chassis competitor. Now done for Joe Gilson and GRT of Arkansas. The GRT leads with Jerry Jackson out front leading the way. I said earlier, Jerry Jackson looks like he did the moonwalk early on his competition. Oh, and Ingles broke! Ingles breaks, and nowhere to go for the 21 on David Winslet. And the caution will wave. I want to see what happens. How many cars can Ingles pick off from the tail? That'll be the question here. If his car is good, if it's good to go. So it'll be, how about Jerry Jackson? Jerry Jackson out front leading the way in the GRT, but David Winslet's got a good car. Here comes Justin Ingles back to the inside of the race leader, Jerry Jackson, at 3 wide. First third down the back straightaway, and Winslet just smashed the line pedal and separated himself. And all of a sudden, throwing his hat into the ring, he says, I'm a player now. He'll throw his ace of spades on the table. Here comes Chase Hatton from D-Day, and your Western Flyer limited modified winner tonight, Jody D. Jody Davidson into the mix now. Davidson into the mix. All of a sudden, Jody Davidson is into the mix. Winslet showing some smoke. Got a big bike there off this, and we're going to pull that with his coffee style. Larry Sears and the 21 knocking any type of love bugs down for you tonight here in Caddo Parish. Here comes Winslet to the inside for the race lead. Looks like somebody leaking fluid. Larry Sears maybe leaking fluid, and Winslet's going to go to the inside down the back straight over the race lead. Oh, Winslet just gave up the ghost. I think Winslet just gave up the ghost. No, he didn't. He's good. Wow. Winslet is smoking more than Cheech and Chong combined with Snoop Dogg. I was going to finish that with something else, but Winslet's about to. What? Why is David Winslet smoking so much? Engine blowing up. What is it? Motor's blowing up. Can he hold on? No? You don't know? Ah, man, that's a lot of smoke. That car is... That thing is... You got a hell of a round for a second with Jerry Jackson. Nothing to do with Justin Ingles. But how long will the 21 be able to hold on David Winslet? The former champion park track champ, the reigning track championship modified winner here at Boothill. It's left up to the 21 of David Winslet. And if he falls out of this race, then the guys that are battling side by side for second are becoming a factor to battle to win this one tonight. Winslet though not falling down. How will he be able to do it? It'll be almost like what Scott Boothill won the Hillbilly 100 a year ago with his Andy Durham power plant and his old temperature Red Zero. In the turn one, David Winslet setting a torrid pace out front of the number 21 GRT chassis. They're still side by side for a second. What an absolute roar. But anyway, Jason Ingles is back in time in the top 5 now. Wow. Ingles rather up to 6. The battle for second is a great one. And Winslet's not smoking anymore. They'll begin to smoke again in range of number 3. Wow. Jerry Jackson should be commended for this effort tonight. Jerry Jackson is looking very good. Jerry Jackson. Donnie Powers now going to go. Oh, and look out! Oh my goodness gracious! It's a pair of GRTs out front with Donnie Powers and the one of Jerry Jackson. The lights are going to go out. We're back underway. Eagles got turn by the 6 of Donnie Powers on the restart. You know if Justin Ingles is within striking distance, he'll throw a slider if he can do it. But don't count out Hatton, don't count out Ingles, the lights are out, we're backing away. Back into 1. Jackson gonna lead the herd into 1 and 2. Oh, baby. Ingles got a big run, here comes Jody D. Jody D got chopped off, and the door was slammed shut in his face by 211 of the D-Berry Texan Hatton. Here comes Racing Jason. 3 laps to go this time by. And Chase Hatton is rolling like a yo-yo with no string right now. Right now, Jerry Jackson looking to hold on. Get out of there! Come on, man. This is a part of the sport. Sometimes you don't like it. I love the Hattons. I don't like that caution, though. But what does it matter to me? We might get an even better finish out of the deal. So we'll see what happens. Justin Ingles about to throw the kitchen sink. You better believe it. Here we go. And Chase Hatton better make it worth it. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Ingles gonna hug the hub. Jody Davidson on the outside now. Look at that crossover by the 12 Eagles. Wow. The way Jason just dimed off the exit of the corner of the 3 right for 3rd off the exit of the 2 down the back straightaway. Jason Ingles now to the inside of Jody Davidson for the 3rd spot. Jody D rolling well with a white flag out for Jerry Jackson, who had their numbers tonight. Final trip around the seaplane here at Boothill tonight. Maybe his first overall modified win in quite some time. Had to wait a little while for it. With a 161-year overall modified winner tonight here at Rachel, Texas. Goes to Jerry Jackson. It's unfortunate that sometimes the last race of the night has to be after the majority of the fans have left. Because this guy right here has fallen his way back into this sport. He used to race late models here at Boothill in the 161 car. You're a wild man, Your Honor. Hey man, everybody left the Boothill. Look, these guys had to wait all night to get here. We had a lengthy red flag there earlier. Give it up for Jerry Jackson, a 161-year overall modified main event winner tonight here at the Hill, the final race of the night. Jerry, it's obvious how much this win means to you, man, to get back here. Man, I'll tell you what, I used to sit in these grandstands and watch it wheel a late model or whatever it may be. The 161 machine, you had to hold on. You had a few cautions there. You had Jason challenge early, Justin Ingles, man. You had some competitors there. What was going through your mind throughout the longevity of this race with those few cautions?
I was really just hoping the 21 wasn't going to blow up directly in front of me.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, he had checked out. I said, you know what? David's just trying to get the good out of it, and the ghost finally came out of the 21 machine, unfortunately for him. But, man, this machine right here was bad fast tonight. Ingles, Justin pulls up and shares his, I guess, well, you know, not condolences, but, you know, hey, you guys shared an awesome race together tonight.
I know it was really fun racing with him. He did kind of bump me a little bit, but it's cool.
It's Justin Ingles. He's gonna bump you.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been able to race side by side like that, and it's just a good night.
How about this Boothill Speedway, man? I mean, I tell you what, when this thing was green, this place is racy from top to bottom. Seemingly every class tonight. Like I said, you and Justin were door to door nearly the whole race. Jason Ingles restarted at the tail, came all the way back up, I think, and finished 3rd.
Yeah, you could run middle, down. I didn't ever try the top, so I was like, I'm not gonna push my luck up there. But man, I gotta thank Robbie Hill, number 1. He owns his car, and I can hear him yelling back there.
All right,
Robbie! Big deal for him. Race to cure leukemia. That's kind of a staple. He wanted a good picture with that. So thanks for everybody that did hang around. This place is always cool. I love it.
How long did you sit out from the sport?
Made me do the math.
6 years. How longer than 6 years, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's been a while.
You raced maybe once or twice throughout that time, though, right?
Yes, I think twice.
Yeah, twice. At like Kilgore, I think once or twice. I think I saw you over there. But hey, nonetheless, though, how awesome is it, man? I mean, this is the best field of mods we've had in quite some time. You go out here and you took them to school, but you were definitely the best car here tonight.
Man, I appreciate that. I gotta really thank Chris Hennigan. He helped me this week, and if you're still here, thank you. It did help, so obviously, but man, it's a good night.
Absolutely. What was it that wanted Jerry Jackson to climb back behind the wheel of a car? Did you get the phone call, or did you just kind of seek some options? How did this come about?
He's just been hanging around forever, and we just kind of fell into it. So,
you've always been a heck of a driver, man. And any other thoughts on your mind?
Any what?
Any other?
No, I'm ready to go home.
Hey, it is getting a little late night, man. Congratulations. It's great to see you back here at ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane, man. Well-deserved victory tonight to you, Jerry Jackson.
All right, thank you.
Jerry